Well, good morning on this beautiful, lovely November day. 58 degrees. Leaves are falling, pecans are falling. We're going to do something a little different today. Of course, different should be our channel. So yesterday we did the clutch master cylinder on the Focus. It had been leaking for quite a while. We did that. Forgot to pick up the camera, and today we're going to do the inner and outer tie rod on the passenger side. Also yesterday we pulled the headlight out and resealed it because it had moisture in it. Don't know if it's going to work or not. Saw a little blip on YouTube on what to do with it, and we did that. And so today we're going to jack it up, change we're doing both sides. I'll show you the one side, passenger side, inner and outer tie rods. They have some slop in them. I've replaced them once before. Well, actually the outers have never been done, and it's got 410,000 on them. They're still solid, but I figured I'd replace them because I'm taking everything apart. So the inners were done at like 160,000 or something with Moogs, and they seem to last pretty good, but they do have slop. And then we are going to try to do a alignment, at home alignment, because we have to figure out something to get it to the shop to get aligned. So, but I want it to be decent going down the road. So all right, we're gonna get this jacked up, and once we start we'll pick you up and show you what we're doing. So we got the front wheel off. We're up on jack stands. We are on jack stands, 2 jack stands, and the jack and the wheels under there, and there's a jack stand wedged under here. A couple people have commented in the past about not being safe. I try to take safety first. If you always look, sometimes it doesn't look safe, but I always have something under a car. I never work under a car without anything. Always have at least a jack stand or 2. But and like I said, I do keep the jack under there also. So what we have to do is, I took the wheel off, took this nut off that fell right out. So this part right here, what I have to do is I actually have to heat that, and then I take a big pair of channel locks. There is a special wrench for it, but we're not buying special wrenches. We've done this before, so not our first rodeo. So what we'll do is we're going to heat that up, take that off, and then make up our new outer tie rod, and I will show you that process in a minute. So we put a little heat to this right here, got our channel locks on it like that, cracked it loose. Now we're going to take this off. It just takes a little finagling. And this is your inner tie rod right here. As you can see, it moves real easy. It shouldn't move that easy. And as you can see, there was a little red Loctite in there. That's why we had to heat it. And that's the steering box, or the rack and pinion, not steering box. I don't call it that. So what we have to do is we have to break this apart and take this off. So we'll do that next. We'll do that on the bench. All right, so we got that off, brought it to the bench. We took this piece off, the dust cover. So we have a measurement here of 15 3/8. We wrote it down there. And then what we're trying to do is carry that over to here to the center. We put the Zerk fitting in, and we measured from there, and we have approximately 15 3/8 from there. So this piece is all made up. What we're going to do now is take it, install it. We'll put some red Loctite on that and just snug it up. That's why you have to use heat to remove it. And then we'll put it back together, and then we will attempt to do our at-home alignment. And they even give you red Loctite. How nice. So we got all this back together, got the boot back on. It's definitely easier. this side than the other side. Not going to do a video on that, not to bore you. We don't want to string you along too long, but got that all tightened. Got our cotter pin. See how I bent it over? Please, please, please do that for your mechanic. If you're doing this yourself, don't make any sharp edges, because people reach in there and if it's jagged, it just, all you gotta do is bend it over. Not a big deal. Greased it. Now that's in, that's tight. I'm gonna put the wheel back on, set it down, set some strings up, and try to do some kind of temporary alignment. So now we're going to attempt to do this at-home alignment. I looked this up on YouTube. Well, I kind of had an idea, but I also Googled it, looked it up on YouTube. Remember, everyone, all this stuff, if you're an at-home person that does things at home, YouTube it. YouTube has pretty much anything you want to do on it. And you look at, you don't look at just one video, you look at multiple ones. But so we have string running front to back, both sides. We have the same distance here, 65.5, and then the same up here, 65.5-ish, 65.5. And we also have the same dimensions from the rope here, which is approximately 40-41 inches from there to the center of the wheel. Also, it doesn't look level, but the string is perfectly level. The car is up on blocks. It's tied down. It's, you know, it's safe. I'm not working under it anyway, but it is emergency brakes on, and there is jack stand under it, so it can't roll off. It is in gear also. Also, put the wheel straight, and all I did, you know, some people say use the steering wheel, the seat belt for the steering wheel to lock it. I just locked it in the center position so I know it's straight. So we're gonna attempt this, but can't really tell probably by camera. You know, the front to the back is pretty close, and you don't know. Remember, the toe on the toe in, so if you're looking at my feet, toe in is that way, toe out is that way, and that's all we're doing is toe in, toe out, because that's all we messed with. We know our cast camber is probably good, tires are wearing perfect, so we're just trying to get this somewhat temporary so we can get an alignment. I don't think I'm going to be able to get an alignment this week. I don't think anybody can get me in, so we'll have to see. But anyway, getting back to the string, it's in the middle of the wheel, it's level, same equal distances. So what we do is we actually take a measurement from here to here, from the edge of the wheel. We note that, and then on the front we do the same thing. And the front, so the wheels want to be towed in a 1/16 of an inch on either side, so an 1/8 inch total. These are pretty square, and you can see the rear of the wheels is a little tiny bit, don't know if you can see that, it's a little tiny bit in, which is the proper way it's supposed to be. And on these style cars you can do a 4-wheel alignment. We're not getting involved in that, but so we definitely have to adjust here. If you can see, we're hitting hard there, we're barely hitting there, and over here the same way. If you look, obviously this is towed out, because look at the gap, you got almost a 1/4 inch there and nothing there, so that actually has to be towed in. So we'll try to do some adjustments, and we'll pick you back up when we think we might have done something. So our test ride went very, very well. I was pleasantly surprised at how well it tracked going down the road. Didn't pull in any direction. Right lane, left lane, it still went straight. In the center of the road, it went straight. It seemed to track very well. I was very impressed with that homemade front end alignment machine. So like I said, this is the end of the video, and I tell you what tools I use to do the inner and outer tie rods. Big channel locks, use them to take the inner tie rod off. Might need some heat, don't know. I needed it on one side, didn't on the other. The adjustable I use for that big nut that's on the outer tie rod to break it loose. Of course, a hammer, you're gonna have to beat on it to get the tie rod out. 15 millimeter and a 15 millimeter socket to take the factory tie rods off. And you might need a 5 millimeter to put in there so it doesn't spin. One side it spun, one side it didn't. Various pliers, got needle nose to bend, you know, the cotter pins over, to cut zip ties, and of course pliers to take off the factory spring clips. To do the alignment, I used a regular tape measure and a grease pen or a paint pen, whatever you want to call it, to mark on the tires. So other than that, I mean, you might be a little variable here and there, but those are the basic tools you need. Pretty easy job considering. And like I said, the alignment worked well. I strung it up, as you could see in the video, and then I did measure from tread to tread also. I had a 1/8 inch toe on the front, so there was a 1/8 inch difference. It was 59 on the back and 58 7/8 on the front, I believe it was. And plus we did it by the string, so we knew we had a 1/16 on either side. So this is going to conclude this video. If you like the content, like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you're thinking, and we'll see you on the next one.